All right, everybody. Welcome to the Pep Talk. It's the Fabulous Five reunited, and it feels so good. How you all doing?
Yeah. Hello, hello,
Hello,
hello.
everybody.
It's been a minute. It's been a minute since we've all been together. A little bit busy over the past few weeks. You know, it's summer vacation. Everybody trying to get their trips in and everything. But we are happy to be back on the Pep Talk. I can't wait to talk about our topics today. A lot to get to, so let's just get right to it. Angel Reese setting records in her rookie season, marked for consecutive games with double double at 13. Guys,
Woo!
is she the rookie of the year?
Yes,
Yes.
she should be.
She is not leading the rookie of the year voting, as you all know. That is being led by a player that plays for the Indiana Fever. But I mean, what we have been seeing from I have to say it like that.
You did not, but I'm confused. It's led by who? What? What's going on?
The player from the Indiana Fever is leading the race right now in WNBA Rookie of the Year voting. So I mean, that's the fan voting. Who knows how it's going to come out with the professionals? But guys, I feel like there were a lot of like Angel Reese. She's making these marks for a rookie, but this is actually a WNBA rookie. This is not a rookie record. This is an overall record that she set. I mean, she just passed Candace Parker. So what are we saying here? Is she the rookie of the year?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Are we kidding ourselves? I think what the conversation is just that we're preparing you guys for what we all understand may happen, because it makes no sense that we could be in a conversation about her having 13 consecutive double-double games, and she has altered every game that she's played in for her team. She's a big factor. And the problem is because a person just got a triple double, that now all of a sudden they're on the same playing field. But this kid has consistently had a double double for 13 games. How do you even put those two conversations together and tell us that she's not the biggest impact rookie right now in the league? Like I don't understand.
I have to agree, Sean.
It's crazy.
I have
You
to
can't put
agree.
them two together. That's just foolishness. Oh my goodness.
I think there's a little bit of, with the Chicago Sky kind of, I mean, they're in the playoff race. I mean, when she broke this record, they lost that game. So the team is not playing as well as Angel Reese is playing, but I think the same thing can really be said for Indiana as well. So I'm not understanding why, the conversation surrounding Angel is different. I think she is a major impact on the team right now. I thought her and Camilla were going to be, the two, but I mean, let's just face it, it's been her and Kennedy Carter this season who have really been carrying Chicago on their backs. And I'm loving seeing Kennedy ball out the way she is and people showing her the respect she deserves. I mean, she's obviously had some issues on some other teams, but I feel like this team with Witherspoon at the helm, they have found their rhythms. Like they kind of have a personality, and Angel is really coming into her own. I don't know.
Yeah, and I would like to just go back to something that you just said. Even though if we're having a conversation about maybe her team is not performing, her team is still ranked higher in the rankings than the Fever. And so for us to be having this conversation and we're talking about impact rookie player and we're talking about consistent games showing up every night, making a real impact on how her team performs and just the way that it translates into the league. Is she even moving numbers? She's moved numbers. She's blown Candace Parker's record out of the water. So she's setting WNBA records. For us to have this conversation all because of a shift in a triple double 2 nights ago or 3 nights ago, it's absolutely asinine to me. And I feel insulted by having to have these type of conversations, because how does it even make sense? And I feel like, again, they're preparing the stage for something else. And I say that to say that not that this player is not phenomenal at what she does. She's also a great player as well. I think Indiana has started to gel as well over the last few weeks. I can give them that. I'm starting to see like really big numbers come out of Kelsey Metro. I'm very impressed with the way that they perform and that they're starting to communicate. I think it's really good. But I also think that we have to give credit where credit is due. And we're talking about consistent game in and game out. I just don't understand how this conversation is even going that way. I don't get it.
No, I don't think they're trying to give it to Angel Reese. So I think we kind of said that last week also. That of course, they want to give it to CC, but it's up to us to go out here and vote, even though, it's still going to be up to some people that's a little bigger than us, but we still need to go out here and vote for Angel Reese because she's just doing a phenomenal job. And I think people just need to give her credit,
Yeah.
If she continues on her current trajectory, I really don't see how they can deny her Rookie of the Year. I mean, if they do, it's going to be some foolery afoot.
For sure. And I think that this speaks to the tone that the W set. And I have to go back to me being a little disgruntled with the draft, because I feel like the disrespect for her in the draft has translated throughout the season. And for her to have gone number 7 and all of these players ahead of her, even Camilla, as much as I like Camilla and I like South Carolina, she has totally blown their names out of conversation. And so I think that the disrespect for her, because they didn't think that her game would translate to the league, when she is the one that has translated the most and stepped her game up the most from her collegiate career to now, I think it just speaks volumes to the way that they downplay her talent. And I think it's gross. I think it's absolutely gross, because this Angel was I'm not going to say one. Angel was the impact player through college, right? She's the one that started all these conversations about women's basketball again, because women's basketball has always been a thing, but just about, the toughness of the game, the grit, the entertainment, the personality. Like, she brought all of that fun stuff back to the court again for people to want to, she created a show. People wanted to see it. And then you have her back here and you give her number 7, she drafts at number 7. I just think, can you even remember the other people that got drafted above her? Not at all. I mean, you remember Caitlin, obviously she went number 1. There was a lot of jazz, a lot of talk around her. We also know Camilla, she plays on the same team, but it's like, who else got drafted ahead of this kid? And why do we continue to do this to her?
I mean, Rakia Jackson is playing well, but the issue is the Sparks are not playing well. So it's really
suck.
Cameron Brink injured, right?
Cameron Brink is injured.
And
Camilla Cardoza. And then who was the other?
Under the basket.
There was the girl from Ohio State whose name I can't remember, who went above Angel as well. So it's like you said, Sean, I mean, out of those people who went above her, I mean, the only other conversation is Caitlin. And I don't think Caitlin is playing at the same level that Angel is. I mean, Angel got that dog in her. Let's be for real.
She's a dog.
Chris, what were you saying, Chris?
No, I agree with what Sean is actually saying. We trying to kind of hit on this last week, that we know that the people are going to vote try to get Caitlin as Rookie of the Year, regardless of how well Angel is playing and putting the scores on the board. But the other issue is it's the voting. That to me is the vote, and who say the final count for the vote? Is it the people or is it a committee?
Oh,
yeah. Well, it's supposed to be the committee. Now it will see a turn of events depending on who's leading the polls, and
right now Caitlin's leading the poll with like 70-some thousands of points.
Moving on to the clear, to me, who seems to be the clear league MVP at this point, one A'ja Wilson. She has now become the franchise's all-time scoring leader in Las Vegas. That franchise used to be San Antonio, and what was the other team they used to be back in the day? They've been a couple of things. Utah, something I can't remember. But Angel Reese,
A'ja Wilson,
A'ja, oh my God, A'ja Wilson, franchise leader, Las Vegas Aces. I mean, clear MVP of the season?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Yes. I agree.
Yeah.
She is a beast.
Yeah, ain't nobody messing with Asia right now. Even on an off game for Asia, she's still beasting. Nobody ain't
Mhm.
messing with her at all.
I love right now. I think Becky Hammond has done such an amazing job with that team. I think even the way that they have incorporated the rookies, like if you just see the camaraderie with that team, they just seem
Yeah.
so relaxed. It's
Yeah,
just like they out there having fun. Kelsey Plum playing lights out. Kate Martin, who played with CC back in Iowa, like they haze her, but it's like a gentle little rookie hazing, but you could tell they just pulled her in. Like they are having a good time out there. To me, they are the clear favorites.
Even in the fast break, as Shayna was showing right there, like everyone knew their position. Everyone knew it was like they knew what everybody was on the court. They rarely have like bad turnovers. Like, we'll be like, where are you throwing that ball? No, they barely have that. They everyone knows their position, like Sean said. So it is when you're watching them, you're gonna get a good game every single time.
Every single time.
Yeah, I think it's that. Oh, is that me too? I think they get a lot of the attention, obviously, because they have the biggest star, in my opinion, on their squad. They have the most well-known, the biggest coach, again, in my opinion, on their squad. There's some teams east that are making some noise quietly that I think will give them a run for their money once it comes down to the stretch of the season. I think Connecticut is definitely in that conversation. I think New York could also be in that conversation if they, are managed to gel it together. But to me, it seems like Asia is leading the Aces to a back-to-back championship, in my opinion, if they continue on this current trajectory. I just love watching them play. Like they just have so much fun out there. It's a joy watching really gel.
That is so crazy. Even when they losing, I still like to watch them play.
That's what I was just about to say. Even when they're losing, it don't feel like they're losing. We're like, no, they are behind. I think too, a lot of people are not giving Seattle Storm a lot of credit. Seattle Storm got some pretty clutch shooters, and they are hard to come past. I mean, they are just. I mean, Chicago went in Seattle and beat them, but just to come back, to fight again, they played grit ball, Jewel Lloyd, Ineka, they just got some dogs. Even Skylar Diggins came out last night playing lights out, even after getting in foul trouble. It's just they play with a lot of intensity and they don't ever go away. I think that's another thing too. When we watch Connecticut sometimes or New York get behind, they kind of get behind and they play from behind for a quarter or two. Seattle don't play like that. Noelle coaches her team to be in the running every minute of the game. You're not going to get too far ahead on Seattle. And so I think that they are definitely a team people need to watch out for because they don't ever go away and they don't have any quit in them. No.
Yeah. When Jewel Lloyd gets hot, she can't miss. She really can't. She's impossible to guard. So I would definitely watch out for Seattle. But moving on a little bit, let's talk about what's happening across the jolly old pond.
The jolly old pond.
One more time. That was so cute. The jolly old pond. We're in Wimbledon. This is so awesome.
No, it's not.
And I guess I just like the game. Let me just say that.
I love the game. I love it.
Really, really, my TV is always on tennis. That's what my children say. You don't watch nothing but tennis, but oh well. Even though yesterday was a little wonk wonk. Madison, she did have to retire because she had an injury. And Coco lost to Emma Navarro in 2 straight sets. Oh my goodness.
Oh, I don't want to see it.
My Coco just did not look like herself yesterday.
She didn't have a plan.
No.
She looked lost. She kept looking to her box for answers. It was just like she did not have a plan for Emma Navarro, which is crazy to me because I mean, I don't think Emma has the power to keep up with Coco. She definitely doesn't have the wheels, but it just seemed like Coco was out of position pretty much the whole match.
The whole
she just
match.
had no
Yeah.
answer for her. It was bad. It was horrible. That's probably
Yeah,
the
it was-
worst I've seen her play in a
Yeah.
slam this whole year.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. She just looks so out of sorts and off her game. And she was, I mean, just things that she normally are not a miss on. It was just like, girl, what's up? You know, like, did you get in an argument before your match or something? Like, what's going on? Because you normally are, you know what I'm saying? Like laser focused.
Oh, yeah.
And this match for me was just like, oh goodness, it was just so uncharacteristic of her.
I mean, I thought this was going to be the year that Coco would make a breakthrough at Wimbledon because she's not been past the fourth round ever at Wimbledon. She obviously, to me, Coco's game reminds me of Venus Williams. She has that same stature, that same build. She plays like Venus to me. So I feel like her grass court should be her surface.
Correct.
I don't know what her and BG got to go back to the drawing board. She didn't really play much grass court tennis this year. So that could be it. Maybe she needs to play more grass. I mean, obviously there are not very many because it's only like 2 weeks.
I'd say 2 weeks. It's like fast.
I know it's very fast. But yeah, only Emma Navarro left on the women's side, and then on the men's side.
Yeah, Emma's the only American left on the women's side. On the men's side, you have Taylor Fritz, and he won today against Tom's Berry. And then we have Tommy Paul. He plays tomorrow against Carlos Alcaraz. And of course, Novak is still in there.
Grandpa ain't going nowhere.
Are we calling Novak? Are we calling Novak Grandpa?
Grandpa ain't going nowhere. Grandpa been holding on for a long time.
He's not gonna win this tournament.
Oh, you don't think so?
No.
Who you think gonna win?
Look, Novak was never my favorite player, as we all know.
Okay.
Almost Rafa.
That's right.
These young kids have figured out Novak. He ain't got the wheels no more. Carlos Alcaraz will beat him on grass.
He's a beast.
And if they end up meeting, he is going to beat him. Tommy Paul is playing who tomorrow? Alcaraz. Okay, so he's done tomorrow.
Wow, just like that.
He's done. He's done tomorrow. I'm sorry, I don't. He's done.
Okay.
I mean, I feel like who is left on the men's side that can beat Novak? I feel like, again, Carlito has figured out he has Novak's number. Honestly, I just don't see him getting past. He doesn't have the same stamina to keep up with these young kids anymore.
Well, we're gonna have to see how that goes. This is gonna be very interesting. He may have to play Yannick Sinner. So
Center
gonna
is still in there. He ain't gonna get past him. If he has to play Yannick Sinner, he's not gonna get past him. I'm sorry.
That's gonna be real hard. Yeah, and I wanted Sinner to go down. So when Ben Shelton played him, but didn't happen. However, though, Coco and Jessica Pegula, they did advance to the quarterfinals in their doubles match.
Well, Coco said she focusing on the Olympics. That's where her mind is. So I don't even see them getting to the finals of this. It would be nice. I mean, she's obviously won a Grand Slam in doubles already, but she just said after her loss yesterday that she's focusing on the Olympics. So how much further they're gonna go, I don't know.
Not far at all. It's so funny to me looking at Crystal and Tracy, because Shayna and Melissa are like in their zone. They are like tennis lovers, and they're just going rah rah, you know that. And we're sitting here like, oh, very good. Oh. Oh,
That's about how I'll be with
All I
basketball.
know is Coco and
Coco and
Madison
Naomi.
and Naomi. That's it. When they got out, I don't even know who to cheer for no more. So I'm just
I don't even know that champ.
I can't even pronounce half of them names.
So you don't know how to pronounce Alina Svitolina?
What?
Yeah.
That's
And she's
No.
the only mother that's left in the game.
the only
don't-
mother.
Everybody else don't have no children.
You don't know how to pronounce Yulia Putintseva?
Girl, let me go.
Girl, we learn English at Burroughs Elementary, okay?
Yeah, she said that word.
Tracy, what happened? What's going on? Controversy in the commentating world. What's going on?
So did you guys ever look at what Stephen A had to say to BET about giving a tribute to OJ Simpson? So he was like, they're gonna be mad, no one is gonna understand, you should have never did that. He was a murderer, even though he wasn't accused.
He wasn't
He was
found
acquitted.
He was not found
acquitted.
guilty. He was
Yeah,
acquitted.
he was acquitted.
Yeah, of all charges by his peers. So, man, and Faison kind of like went in on it, right? Faison went all the way left. Like, dude, where did they find you at? Like, why are you even using your platform? Because it seems like Stephen A, just be honest, Stephen A always attacks his people. I don't understand it either, though. And so like it was really interesting the amount of people that actually spoke out against what he was trying to put on his platform. But instead of him coming back and like, okay, guys, look, I apologize. Maybe I didn't look into it the way you guys, or maybe I didn't see it the way you guys see it.
Okay, go to
Nope. He went in again. He went in on Faison, and yes, he did. Yes, he did.
Oh my goodness.
You hadn't seen it?
I didn't see it because I don't watch him. I read a few articles on it. I think he said something like the BET Awards is supposed to celebrate Black excellence, but that's not Black excellence. To BET's credit, they did recognize him as, NFL player. It wasn't like, here's OJ's complicated, right?
For sure. That's where I'm headed with it.
It's like, OJ is complicated. Hey, whatever he did or didn't do, he gonna have to answer for that on his own. Now, as far as BET is concerned, was he a legendary figure who happens to be Black? And in football and acting and a lot of spaces. Like,
right.
Okay, it's not like they got up there and like paid this massive tribute to him. He was just a face that showed up.
It was a face for 2
montage.
seconds, and then it went away. It's like I'm showing his picture along with everybody else that's probably was deceased or whatever doing that
last
segment.
Year.
Yeah. Okay.
They
for
do it every year.
They do it every year. So why did he even have to say anything like that at this point? Just don't say. It's okay not to say nothing.
Yeah, I feel like him making such a big deal out of it or him commenting on it made it a bigger deal than it would have been had he not said anything.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing.
He's been doing that quite a bit lately.
Exactly.
Correct.
Exactly.
You looking at who's watching his platform, and let's be honest, he's talking to a certain group of people. And so when you when you put that out there, it's gonna cause more controversy. Because let's be honest, do you think it was watching the BET Awards?
No. But some of them, yeah. Some of them do though.
But not enough to where
not enough, for
Didn't
him
matter.
to mention it.
Yeah,
no,
not enough for him to bring awareness to 2 seconds.
No.
2 seconds.
And the purpose of the photo tribute on the BET Awards, they do it every year, and it's for a African American talent that has transitioned over the last year since the last show. And so, yeah, he had a controversial trial, and some people's emotions are mixed about him getting acquitted. And hey, that is unfortunately not left up to us. What I will say is I think that the justice system in America got their payback for what they believe was a miscarriage of justice, because he got hit with some stiff penalty for the next crime that doesn't normally carry such a heavy sentence. And so that conversation has been in the air, but that was not even what the tribute was about. He was a legendary figure in sports, and his name had a place in the community, in communities around the world prior to that disparaging moment in history and in time where someone unfortunately lost their life. And that's not to minimize anything that happened there, but just they literally just, I mean, it's some of the names you think about when we see at the BET Awards, you have to go and Google them because you're like, wait a minute, who was that? But it's literally a tribute to all who have made some type of impact in the community at some point in their life, and they've transitioned over the last year.
Well,
nobody got up and did a performance for OJ Simpson.
That's what I'm saying. It's not like they got up there and reenacted the Hertz commercial, the juice running through the airport. Like, calm down. It was 2 seconds. No. They threw his picture up there. They said he died. End of story. I mean, look, the Oscars had Robert Blake's picture up there too. He passed this past year as well. Robert Blake was also acquitted of murdering his wife. I mean, was there a lot of outrage over that? No. I mean, he was a famous actor and he died. Like, that's kind of how this thing works. Like,
Stephen A. people that didn't like him didn't care. Of course not. Stephen A. didn't even know it happened. Do you understand what we're saying here? He's a rage baiter. This is what he does when he gets on his show. He literally gets on there and just creates absolute chaos off of conversations and topics that are so minute. They're so minuscule. Nobody even cares about them. And so then you create all this big hype, and it's like, oh, and you don't care about the culture because you don't do this. And it's like, you've gotten called out over 150 million times on the fact that you don't even know what culture is. You have never held a position to where you were actually using your platform to promote culture in a positive way. And so every now and then you extend your hand on the other side and you say, you know what? Okay, I'm going to throw you a little bone. And it's like, sir, we don't need your bone. Stay over there. I'm really just over him. Every week it's something new, and it's something disparaging just against the community at large. It is so annoying. And it's like, why don't we stop posting this on every blog site online, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook? I just don't want to see it, because who cares anymore what he has to say?
Well, unfortunately, there is a lot of money to be made for Black people who down the Black community, right? There is
very
an
much
audience
so
for that, because
isn't it?
If you look at, I mean, because at the end of the day, you already know, as a Black man, you bringing up OJ and what that means in the United States and the zeitgeist of our country and race relations. You already know what kind of conversation is going to come after that. You did that on purpose. Again, if you had just ignored it, it was 2 seconds. No one would be talking about it. But instead, you've reignited this debate, making it seem like Black people are propping up OJ and we love OJ. And like, what are you talking about? That's not.
And we literally saw him and kicked him out of the cookout years ago. If you're talking about the last, so it's like nobody's over here like, oh, we saw his photo. No one really cares. And so the picture happened for 2 seconds. Nobody cared. Nobody really celebrated. You hadn't seen people repost. The only thing that's being reposted is that you were in your feelings, and you created this dialogue about how BET should be ashamed of themselves for putting his photo up there when he was freaking legendary. You guys are talking about acting. I'm just going to speak about NFL. His impact to the game of NFL during a time where Black athletes were not really that well represented in the NFL. That's really the only thing that you could speak to. But we've been kicked him out the cookout, and we kicked Stephen A. out the cookout too. And I don't know who invited him back in for these conversations.
I have no idea
because every other week, he resurfaces with something so ridiculous, and it's like,
and Faison keep going off on him. If I was him, I wouldn't even speak, because it's like,
no,
Faison be waiting on him he waits on him to say something. And then he
Yeah,
gets
because
like,
it's so ridiculous. It's so
Yeah.
ridiculous. And I think people are just sick of the fact that he has this platform to be able to speak to such a large audience. And these are the things that he's choosing to speak about. Anyways, we're gonna talk. I guess we're gonna end it on like, how was your 4th of July? I will say I spent my 4th of July in Bama. It was hot, so hot. The humidity reminded me of why I never want to live there again. But ladies, how did you spend your 4th?
I really was thinking that you was gonna say something different. Not that why you're here. This is why you don't want to live in Alabama anymore.
No. And it stormed on the way there. The rainiest city in the country is ridiculous. So yeah, I'll pass. But how did y'all spend y'all 4th?
Sean, you are still in the country. Just
I
because you
am.
moved right to you the next door in the other state.
No, I'm just talking about the rain and the humidity. I'm not talking about Alabama being a bad place.
Yeah.
No, we do not have that level of humidity. It's hot here, but it is something different in Alabama.
Girl, please. We did
Oh,
the
it's-
same thing you did. We slept because we are old.
I do not like the humidity, and I don't like it raining every day. Okay, you need an umbrella in Mobile every freaking day. No, thank you.
You need an umbrella. You need a sweater.
Rain boots.
Listen,
Trace,
if you wake up early enough in the morning, then it's gonna be a little chilly. So I'm just saying.
It's crazy. The weather all over the place.
Tracy said it was so hot she slept.
It was. It was.
Literally.
That's all we could do.
I got up. I made some. Did I make those cinnamon rolls? I made homemade cinnamon rolls.
Yes.
And I made a Coca-Cola cake, and then I went back to sleep.
I have you know, we were fighting over TT Tracy's cinnamon rolls. She should open a bakery. Her cinnamon rolls were A1 top notch. Never had anything like it.
That's a big negative.
You know who else said she should open a bakery because she should start selling her cinnamon rolls? Look how she looking. Crystal said the same thing.
Her cinnamon rolls are
I
crazy.
did.
They're good.
She you be like, taking all that stuff and taking it to work. You need to start selling it, paying it,
selling it.
Get some money for it, because the people at your job be asking for it.
They are crazy good. They are good. And I watched her make them, and it don't take a whole lot, but she knows she got the dang on key to that recipe. I don't
Tracy,
know what was in the roll.
Tracy, are they made from scratch or are they Pillsbury?
No,
man.
They made
from scratch.
I'm talking about the scratch. Everything.
The rice. Yeah.
Yes. She even made her own icing. I mean, it is. As a matter of fact, I need to holler at you so we can make sure that I can try it.
I'm in that microphone too.
My baby was eating cinnamon rolls for breakfast. We were like, it don't even matter. You can have it, whatever. They were so good.
Well, I spent my 4th of July at the Ronald Reagan Presidential Library.
Oh, whew, girl, I know what you was finna say. The library, okay.
What was going on?
Y'all just, girl. Y'all are doing the most tonight on this podcast. I don't know, between you and Sean, I don't know what I'm gonna get. Okay, so the library. Just say the library, baby. Just don't even have to give it a name.
That's the name of the library.
Just say library.
You gotta tell us the Ronald Reagan. Like
Ronald Reagan. When she said Ronald Reagan, Ronald Reagan.
It's his presidential library. It's not a regular library. It's a presidential library. Right. It is the only presidential library in the country that has an like the actual Air Force One airplane.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah. And Shayna is such a look at that Missy. Oh wow.
Y'all so serious though right now.
Yo, so stupid.
And it was interesting to me, but Krista and Tracy was like, hey, what?
Some more. You gonna come on, add some more.
How How many people can say that who are not a president or in the press corps can say they've been on Air Force One? That's a very like,
Zero, not a
Air
zero.
Force One. Y'all are not impressed by Air Force One.
Not at all. Especially not there with no Ronald Reagan on it.
Well,
Are you serious?
it was the Air
This-
Force One they used from Richard Nixon all the way up to George W. Bush.
Wow.
Can we push 45 off of it? If we can't push him out, they don't need us talking about it. Let's move on. Who else did something
And on
for?
that
Because
note,
I did nothing
We
for the
put him
four.
to sleep. Hurry up, put him to sleep.
What you
on
did,
that
Missy?
note,
I didn't even see you the whole time I was there. You had to be asleep.
The
I didn't even
entire
catch you in passing. You must have been in the bed.
the entire day.
I didn't even catch you at the fireworks show. What were you
What
at?
did I do? What? Oh, I think Savannah went and did fireworks with her friends or something. I did nothing, and I was
She
like,
was
"She better hurry up
not.
and call me. It's 9:30, and my eyes is getting heavy."
Oh, at
Y'all
9:30, my eyeballs had already been sweated, and I was already in the whole nother world.
y'all so
Yes.
old. Oh my
Yeah.
god.
CT Tracy didn't want to see. She didn't want to do nothing. But chill out and kick it. It was too hot to do this, too hot to do that, too hot to do that, but it wasn't too hot to make them cinnamon rolls and that Coca-Cola cake. And you know what? I appreciate you for that level of commitment. Because that stamped my entire 4th of July weekend. Because all I did was sweat and slept and ate. And I thank you for that.
Well, anyway,
Crazy.
you guys, Pep Squad members, just a quick programming announcement. We are going on summer vacation, a quick little vacation, but we will be back on July 29th for the Paris 2024 Olympics. Cannot wait. We coming for you, Sha'Carri. Can't wait to see you compete. Who else are we looking forward to? Simone.
Noah Lyles, Simone Biles,
Noah
Simone
Lyles.
Manuel. Yes.
The
Come
young
on,
little
come on.
16-year-old dude.
Quincy,
Coco. Asia Wilson, we want to see you. Doggo.
yes.
Yeah.
Frederick Wilson.
Frederick Richards.
Richard.
Okay,
Richards.
Who is the
She meant
Wilson?
Richards.
The little
I don't know
16-year-old.
who. That's Quincy.
Oh, Wilson is the thank you, Sean.
First
Thank
name
you, Sean.
Quincy.
Mm-hmm. Quincy, we want to see you,
Quincy
Quincy.
Wilson.
So you're gonna be in that relay.
Just don't
You gonna
say no names, sis. We together. I don't know either. Don't say
We
no
together.
names. We together.
We together. I got you back. I knew he was talking about. Quincy.
Thank you, Sean.
We got it. We want to see him in that relay.
On that note, again, please make sure you go like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, leave us a comment. We will still be posting throughout, especially on social media. We love all of our fans. Thank you so much for sending us the comments full of love and telling us you enjoy the show. Keep them coming. And on that note, we are going to what?
Put him to sleep.
Yeah!